My favorite moment of the game, honestly, was early on because it confirmed a couple of things. Number one, health, and number two, he's here and ready to be one of the best at his position in all of college football. Dakorien Moore's touchdown was utterly spectacular. And before the season, my everydayers might remember, I predicted Dakorien Moore to lead Oregon in receiving yards by the time the 12-game regular season came to a close, or the season in general. I guess I didn't limit it to the 12 games. But Dakorien Moore looks like a freaking superstar in every sense of the term. And that first touchdown catch is what we were looking at, because not everybody that's a highly rated recruit lives up to the hype in his entire career, let alone right away. And because Oregon has recruited the position so well, I mean, Jeremiah McClellan got his first touchdown. Sadiq had 4 catches for 60 yards. Gary Bryant had a good game with a long touchdown. Benson's a stud. Because they have so much talent on the perimeter, his numbers are not gaudy. They're not blowing you away so far. I actually don't think Dakorien has had more than 70 yards receiving in a game. And let me pull up his game log here real quick. He hasn't even hit 70 yards receiving yet, and we know how impactful and special he is. That touchdown that he had on the back shoulder, I don't know the last Oregon receiver that did that consistently. That's not something you even did a whole heck of a lot with Troy Franklin or Tez Johnson. You maybe saw it from time to time. You know, Tez had that one against Washington State in 2023, but that wasn't as spectacular as this one. I mean, the way that his ball skills are incredible, the hands are phenomenal, and he and Dante Moore just seem to get more and more in sync and developing that chemistry as every week goes on. Like that's already a special connection, and I still think they're just scratching the surface of the potential. Dakorien's had a really good start to the year, but he is fully capable of having that breakout game. If it comes against Penn State, I'm going to lose my mind on this show, because it is by far the best defense Oregon has gone up against so far this year. It's not particularly close. So he's got a breakout game in him of 8 catches, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That game is out there. He might just need to play a full 4 quarters first. Hasn't had the chance to do that yet. So that play, when he comes back through, I believe it was against former Oregon defensive back Jalil Tucker as well, who's in a good position. But this is one of the reasons we are so excited to get Dakorien Moore, is for plays like that, where it doesn't actually matter if you are defending the play well. He's going to make it anyway. And I've watched a lot of other teams, including that team up north in Seattle, have guys that make these sorts of plays, and Oregon hasn't always over the years. And we were watching it happen a lot. Dante Moore, I'll talk more about Dante Moore probably in the third segment on this show. But that particular play, and then they hit another back shoulder later on, I looked at that and said, man, I don't know what Tucker's supposed to do. And the answer is there's nothing you can really do. He just makes the play. He is just different. And so that moment, I was giddy with excitement watching that play. I really was, because I went, man, this is game 4, and he's got it figured out. He is an absolute. He had my guy Zach Seiko tweeting about him during the game, saying, man, or after the game, Dakorien Moore against AJ Harris going to be a premier matchup. And yeah, it is. It is. It's going to be a phenomenal test. So that was legitimately one of my favorite moments of the game. Jaden Lamar's hurdle is definitely up there. I had someone send me a question or a comment asking if Oregon is hurdle U. Iowa's tight end U, Ohio State's wide receiver U, LSU or Washington's DBU. Oregon might be hurdle U. I mean, this is truly, you don't just have one guy doing it. We've seen Sadiq do it. We've seen Dakorien do it. Now Jaden Lamar has done it. I feel like I'm missing one out there. It was awesome. It was just one of those moments like, oh, man. And I thought Jaden Lamar had a nice game. I did. I didn't think it was always great, but you look up and, it doesn't look as great as some of the other backs we've seen over the year. Like it looks kind of different, but at the end of the day, production is what matters. And Jaden Lamar's productive. He had 12 carries for 70 yards. He also caught 2 passes for 22 yards. Like, he's productive. That's clear and obvious. Do I want Noah Whittington back? I do, because I think he's better. There was one play in particular that the broadcast highlighted where, Lamar could have bounced to the outside and maybe De'Aaron Hill or Noah Whittington see that lane, bounce it out and pick up, 15, 20 yards or maybe even have a touchdown, depending on if he can make the safety miss, whereas he picked up like 6 or 7 yards. But I think that for Oregon's running backs, I feel good about him. It's hard to not. It's really hard to not. So Jay Lamar with the hurdle, that was certainly an awesome moment. I think Dante Moore's best throw of the day came to Malik Benson. Dante had another good game, by the way. He's making this look so easy, so incredibly easy. But that throw to Malik Benson, kind of like what I was talking about with the Dakorien back shoulder touchdown. And I'm referring to the one, not the out route that he puts on the money, which was just absolute seed. But the back shoulder throw where, again, DB is in perfect position and Malik Benson's just better. And he just high points the ball perfectly. It's a well-thrown ball. It was a long throw. That was a big-time NFL type of throw. And seeing those moments not just pop up every now and then, but seeing them arise consistently has been a really fun thing to watch, and I think has been kind of an evolving part of this Oregon offense with Dante Moore in this receiving corps that wasn't always there a season ago. And somehow they're doing, they're making those sorts of plays that they haven't really, as a program, done in the past consistently, and they don't even have Evan Stewart, who might play this year, by the way. He keeps getting listed on the injury report as out, which implies, I believe, that one day he could move into the questionable designation. So, yeah, that was great. And then it wasn't one particular play, but Bryce Betcher had 9 tackles in the first half and 10 total in his final Civil War. That was really awesome. I just watching him play, and there was a great story by a sideline reporter in the game about how he had his Zen moment, just went and sat in a chair in the stadium and just took it all in, and because he knew it was his last one. And it was his last rivalry game at Autzen because the Husky game is in Seattle this year. So I loved watching that happen as well. Like, Oregon kid, there's something so old school about Bryce Betcher. Pretty sure he was a 0-star recruit for on the football side, which once we get to playing Washington later this year is absolutely going to come up in my conversation with Roman Tomashov. He's a 3-star recruit. He was coming out of high school, out of South Eugene. He was, according to the 24/7 composite, 2,819th overall player. He wasn't even top 15 in the state of Oregon. Those are the sorts of guys that feel old school college football. Oregon's the place I want to be. I'm not supposed to be there. I'm not a big-time recruit, but you know what? It's the place I want to go. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to take my shot, and he's just had an awesome career. Awesome career. So he played great, and I just loved watching him, play a really inspired brand of football that led the defense, by the way, to hold Oregon State to, I think it was 147 total yards. They had 80 passing yards, 67 rushing yards on less than 3 per carry. And they fumbled as well. Yeah, 147 total yards. Oregon outgained them 585 to 147. Didn't play their best game, though. And by the way, I'm not even joking. They really didn't. Their best game is Oklahoma State. That's the best, most complete performance they've put out so far this year. And they didn't do that. And they won the game 41-7. So those are some of my favorite moments. Drop yours in the YouTube comments below or hit me up on Twitter. Curious what you all have to say.